What up, folks? It's your boy Trails, and we back with another one. And we got some more Diddy news going on. And let's go ahead and see this article coming from CNN. Judge rules civil lawsuit against Sean Diddy Combs cannot proceed under a pseudonym. All right, let's go ahead and see what this article contains. A federal judge said a woman who accused Sean Diddy Combs of sexually assaulting her cannot proceed with her lawsuit under a pseudonym after finding the rapper has the right to defend himself. The fundamental question is whether plaintiff has a substantial privacy interest that outweighs the customary constitutionally embedded presumption of openness in judicial proceedings. Judge Mary Kay Viscosil wrote in an opinion Wednesday, adding, defendants have a right to defend themselves, including by investigating the plaintiff, and the people who have a right to know who is using their courts. By the way, I agree with that. The Tennessee woman filed a lawsuit as Jane Doe against Combs and others earlier this month, alleging he harmed her in 2004 when she was 19 years old. The Doe lawsuit is one of more than a dozen filed since Combs' arrest on trafficking and racketeering conspiracy charges in September by John or Jane Does, who are represented by the same attorneys. The cases are individually filed and before different judges, but the ruling could impact a number of those cases. Judge Viscosil ruled the woman has to file the lawsuit under her name by November 13th or the lawsuit will be dismissed. Representatives for Combs says, we have no formal statements as the ruling speaks for itself. Combs has pled not guilty to the charges and has denied any wrongdoing. CNN has reached out to representatives for the plaintiff for comment. Lawyers for the woman argued in court filings that the case should not be allowed to proceed because of the woman's fear that Combs could physically harm her. The judge disagreed. As plaintiff's own submissions make clear, however, Combs has had no contact with plaintiff for approximately 12 years since the alleged rape, and Combs is currently detained pending trial, the judge wrote. As such, counsel has not identified any present threat of physical harm to plaintiff, she said. In the lawsuit, the judge notes there is no allegation that Combs threatened this woman about going public with her allegations. The judge ruled that public humiliation is not enough to warrant keeping the identity secret and pointed to multiple lawsuits filed against Combs by people under their real names. The court appreciates that Combs is a public figure and, therefore, a plaintiff is likely to face public scrutiny if she proceeds in her own name. The court is not oblivious to the potential toll of such scrutiny under any litigant. However, plaintiff's interest in avoiding public scrutiny or even embarrassment does not outweigh the interests of both Combs and the public and the customary and constitutionally embedded presumption of openness in judicial proceedings, the judge wrote. The judge said that Combs is entitled to know her identity to investigate her claims. Counsel's assertions that defendants need to know plaintiff's identity to file an answer and conduct discovery strain credibility, she wrote. For more CNN news, newsletters, create an account at cnn.com. What I'm gonna say about this situation is I agree 100% with the judge. You don't get to run and hide and sue people for very egregious claims while you keep your identity held at the same time, especially something that happened 20 years ago. And there's nothing else beyond that besides you coming out now. So, and even though the judge did say 12 years or something. So yeah, I agree with the judge. Good job, judge. Yeah, he may be guilty here and there or whatever, but that's up to people to prove. But if you're going to try to come at him for it, you should be able to have the defendants be able to cross-examine you in the case to determine the validity of the accusations that you were throwing towards the defendant. So, whether you like him or not, I'm sorry. He has the right of due process. Now let's go ahead and see what the comments say, because seems to be quite a bit of them. We'll start at the newest. Please don't be long, bro. He had to overrule. Wonder what politicians approached Mary Kay with some money and told her to find a way to hush this case up. Nothing like our government protecting criminals at all costs. Of course, this would happen when you have politicians' careers at stake if Diddy turned evidence to get a less conviction. I don't care who's down a rabbit hole. It may be Trump, Obama, Clinton, Musk. The truth needs to come out. Anyone and everyone that had something to do with this guy that wasn't one of the people drugged and now taken advantage of needs to be put away for life. Now I know why Diddy was smiling and acting like he would not be prosecuted. Everyone deserves a fair trial, not the internet trial. Let's wait till this gets to court and see the evidence. Good job. Just throw women in the hands of danger when she already just had enough courage to press charges. The judge is wrong. Sean Combs has more than enough resources at hand to make sure happy little accidents occur to his accusers. This puke is not worth the air he breathes. He'll be left off on a technicality. This one is too technical for me to comment. Looks like a small win for Puff though. Overwhoop and watch. Oh, thank God. I think that someone who is pressing serious charges like these should not be allowed to use a pseudonym. But I encourage this person to see that these charges are important and press them, but they should do it under their name. They are injured parties, so I hope if they are true, he pays for what he has done. He has a right to track down his accusers. Isn't that what the Constitution says? See, yeah. Abanawowski, yeah, he doesn't know anything about the Constitution anyway, so ignore him. On this case, I would look for damage control from all sides. Just look who he knows equal. He can end up killing himself like the 56 friends of Hillary Clinton and Epstein. If Trump, a fellow you-know-what himself, wins so pardon Diddy, these you-know-what have to stick together. Ooh, somebody didn't like that. The judge's rationale is reasonable. Someone put in our system cannot have someone be charged with crimes and then accused of stay hidden. It is the right of the accused to address the accusations fairly in a court of law. Even if we don't like him, he gets a fair trial. Unless this is a big ploy to get people in the mindset they want their court changed so dramatically that anyone could be brought up on charges by a secret and possibly fictitious accuser. Somebody didn't like that. I like it. Good job, mate. I agree. Yes, you can. It happened before. Pseudonyms were used to sue Epstein. Someone got this wrong. Someone should check his bank account. As plaintiff's own submission made clear, however, Combs has had no contact with the plaintiffs for approximately 20 years since the alleged you-know-what, and Combs is currently detained pending trial, the judge wrote. As such, counsel has not identified any present threat of physical harm to plaintiff, she said of the lawsuit. The judge notes there is no allegation that Combs threatened this woman about going public with her allegations. It's like he can't go and call someone. So you did all that to rape that? I feel sorry for any Jane Doe who has endured a you-know-what. That being said, I do believe there should be a statute of limitations to file charges when the plaintiff knows the defendant. Starting to feel like everyone is jumping on the essay bandwagon at this point. Yeah, 20 years, bruh. Obviously, it didn't impact your life that bad. You went on living 20 years after. Hey, I'm not saying that. This did not occur. This isn't a defense of Diddy. But everyone deserves a fair trial. 2004, 20 years ago, more than likely no proof, just a good attorney convict him before he could defend himself. Typical in this country. All he has to do is come to threaten to come forward with some politicians' names, and this goes all the way. He either has an ace or card. He's have the ace card or the dumbest attorney advice that could be given. To fly back into trouble if he's guilty is suspect. Why doesn't the left change laws like in New York with Trump where they changed the statute of limitations from 8 years to 30 years for the gal to sue Trump over something she says happened years ago? The libs changed laws to suit them so they sure don't abide by I wonder who else attended P. Diddy's parties. And so many Democrats are on Diddy's, you know what, and Harris's, Clinton, Obama, Big Mike, Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, and so many more. Let's see what this guy is saying. P. Diddy getting arrested is just a grab to blacklist celebrities. Look at the celebrities that have endorsed Harris is going to pretend they didn't know. J-Lo wasn't Diddy's right hand for years. Look at the people you know were at his parties, then compare them to the list Harris has used to endorse her. Ooh, someone is the conspiracy theorist. What do you say in this situation? Do you believe that the judge got it right? I personally do. You know, yeah, he's still a piece of shit. He probably still gonna go to jail for a while, but she get a free trial. I mean, a fair trial. And I also think it should be illegal to sue anyone under a pseudonym, especially something so severe and so reputation damaging to one's own life if they are guilty. If it happened to you that's heinous, I apologize. I'm sorry for you. But you should say your name too. Don't be scared. Say your name. If it happened to you, protest. What do you think about that? Make sure you leave a like, subscribe. We got more coming up later. Thanks for watching. And like always, watch out for the Diddies.